Hello, my name is Cettina. I'm a QHHT practitioner, and today I'm going to start a series of interviews to introduce my colleagues working in London like me. The reason why I'm doing this is because when I first came across QHHT and wanted to have a session myself, I found it difficult to choose. I thought I would have liked to meet each practitioner in person and then choose, but obviously meeting all the practitioners one by one would have been impossible. So in the end, I simply decided to choose the nearest. However, I believe that we resonate with different people, and having a session with the right person for you can make the difference. That's why I'm offering this series of short video interviews. And having said that, let's start. And today we will meet Malvia Kenlock.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Hi, Stina.
How are you, Malvia?
I'm having a great day today. I'm looking forward to our interview.
Good. Today we have with us Molly, also called Malvia. I don't know which one you prefer, Malvia or Molly?
Molly's quite good too.
Molly, nice. I like Molly. And she's one of the first QHHT practitioner in London. I'm not sure I'm saying something right, but you started a long time ago.
Well, I started in 2011, being trained with Dolores Cannon. There was several groups before me who are now having their practice in London. But yes, I was trained in 2011, sorry.
2011. Okay. And you met Dolores Cannon in person, which was a great privilege.
Yeah. We trained in a hotel in Swindon, and there was 83 people there, all from all over the world. It was very exciting and thrilling to be there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what can you tell us about Dolores?
Well, as you know, she's a very motherly person, a matriarch, and she cares about her practitioners, and she wants them to do the best in her protocol in helping people to connect with, and learn that ancient knowledge. So she's very proactive.
Yeah. I like the fact that you're using the present.
Yes, I know, because her work lives on. She lives in her work. So
Yes.
yeah.
I don't know when you practice, but when I practice, I always feel her presence and her protection in some way.
Okay, that's great. Well, I know I have my spirit guide with me. I presume that she may be with them too because it's her work. I figure that she watches over her work like any other mother who birthed the process. She would look, be looking and monitoring the work. Yes.
I strongly believe this.
Great.
So tell us a bit about you, your work, your experience as a practitioner.
Well, as I said, I've been a practitioner since 2011. I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist, an EFT practitioner, energy worker. There's lots of things that I do as well as QQHT, but I do specialize in QQHT work. So it's one of my favorite modalities to use with clients because it's easy, it's user friendly, it's not filled with dogma, so you can easily access the client and their information very easily. So I really enjoy it. And it's also spiritually developed myself as well, especially my intuitive abilities as a result of doing the work consistently.
Yeah. Actually, that was one of the questions I wanted to ask. Because coming from my experience of just 1 year of practicing QHHT, I saw myself changing so much and learning so much. So I guess that for a person that has practiced this for so many years, this has been, a big school.
Yes, it definitely has been a school. It's been a really great experience and an expansion of consciousness, because when you listen to the client stories, it's not just about being your soul family or your, ancient information. It's all about also this life and the things that you're carrying, which links to past lives as well. They're all interrelated. So there's just a whole other area that you could expand in. I know that some of the practitioners who trained when I trained, they have an aspect of expertise that they're involved in. One person is involved in parallel worlds. They only specifically deal with clients using QQHT and exploring parallel worlds. Another practitioner goes into the emotional aspect of current life themes. Others go into UFO phenomenon or the experiencer phenomena. There's so many areas that you can go into, or just like Dolores, retrieving ancient knowledge. So there's a whole range of areas that you can go into. So it really expands your consciousness to appreciate that we're not alone, basically, and everything is energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
I wanted to ask you about one or two sessions that you remember that were particularly significant for you or for the clients.
I don't think we've got time. They're so, detailed, but it's specifically what interests me in working with QQH protocol is that, and technique is that it enables you to move and to shift energies so quickly within a short period of time. We know that hypnotherapy and those techniques are very easy and quick to use. So then we can shift a client in about 1 or 2 hours simply by staying on the topic and drilling deeper and exploring those layers. So for me, the results of a session, when you see a client feel lighter, more expansive, you see that on their face. Sometimes they look even younger, and that phenomena, that you see just by going in, cleaning up energies, which is very easy to do, and just seeing the big difference. That is the most engaging story for me, working with all types of clients and all types of stories, is to see them come in and then leave looking so exuberant and expansive and alive and like, I feel so light. It's incredible. And all of that kind of stuck tension that was in their body just radiates out and is cleared. That's one of the biggest payback for me. And it's almost like an instant gratification for me too, to see that moving from A to B and just so expansive. And also connecting with their guides and understanding that everything is energy. Because at that point, you understand how you came in and how you're leaving the session. There's two different polarities there, and it's all done with a conversation. When you take out the ego filters and the conscious mind and work with the subconscious mind, the subconscious mind is willing to tell you everything because it wants to heal. So, it's a perfect marriage, the practitioner who is really dedicated to the whole issue of helping a client, and both you work as a team to move that energy. So it's fantastic. It's just done wonders for just me expanding and understanding people's stories and how they can move them. So it's a wonderful process to use.
Absolutely, I agree. It's powerful.
Yes, it is powerful.
I think that every practitioner can agree on this. We really see miracles happening during our sessions.
Yes, definitely, especially in energy-wise. Yes, it's fantastic,
And I think this is our biggest reward, as you said.
Yes, definitely. As I've done all of these years, there's no real story that really surprises me. But what surprises me is the fact that just talking about it simply, because it's always the experience that causes the trauma, but it's also the conclusions that you make about yourself as a result of you having that experience. So then we work on both of those issues, and just by talking it through at a level where there's no distortion, it just releases the energy, and that, that knot in the system is released.
And before you were talking about people that specialize in a certain field, and maybe they don't do that on purpose. Those people just come to them and then they start to go deeper in that particular field. I wonder if you have your own specialization in the sense of seeing more patients, or having developed a kind of doing this process that
Well,
direction or another.
yes, I kind of do. There's three types of areas I tend to work on. Is having um, people with a lot of emotional trauma that they need releasing. Because before I did this work, I was a deep emotional release therapist, which includes body work, and because the trauma is stored in the body organs and in the bones, and so I was taught how to release that purely through talking. So, and a limited amount of body work, but then once I was able to integrate quantum healing hypnosis, it was very similar in the talking, and I know how to tap into those pockets of emotions, and so I'm very good at helping people release deep-seated emotions, and connecting to their soul, and soul retrieval work, and that sort of thing. When the soul is fragmented sometimes due to trauma, then you can bring the soul back from those fragmented pieces together, and that's called soul retrieval. And inner child work, that's the three things I quite good at now, as a result of just continuing and seeing these types of clients from from seeing those type of clients, really.
Yeah, you got the theoretical part from more than one.
Yes. And my guides also help me to manage the situation, because you intuitively connect and you feel what questions to ask to go down another layer. So it's really quite profound, because what you're doing is digging through layers, finding the knots and releasing them. So if you have a good rapport with your guide would show you. So in the beginning, sometimes it was difficult as a practitioner, but years on now, I'm connecting with my guides better. I can call in specialists to deal with certain areas of the session, like cord cutting and stuff like that. So it's really quite smooth now, which I really enjoy it.
Nice. Thank you so much. Do you want to add anything about yourself? Anything you haven't said? I don't know. Maybe would be nice to know your hobbies. Obviously, we will put after the video, under the video, the area where you practice, your telephone number, your whatever will be needed for people to contact you. But if there's anything else you want to say in order to connect with people that are in any way similar to you, or would benefit from your help?
Well, I think the first thing is to I think that the people out there that need help, they already know that they need help by repeating patterns and things that they feel stuck on. And this is usually has some connection with either their thinking or their behavior. So if they feel that they need help, it's always good to have someone to talk to. And like a tennis match, you bounce an idea over to their side, and then they bounce it back to you. You answer questions, you get the answers, and that feedback going back and forth like that, it always brings up something. So people do need help to help them to get over going through. So I would encourage them to call, because struggling alone, it's time and it's effort. and you're not enjoying your life when you're struggling with your problem alone. And, you know, you can get help. And sometimes these problems are rooted deep in the past. We think they're real, they're here, but it's has a long backstory to somewhere else, which we can clear that so they can live a better quality of life.
Absolutely. And I like to say that we all need help, and
Yes,
we are all playing the same game, and it's nice to help each other. And no one has to feel that because they ask for help, they are less developed or less anything than any other person. If you ask for help, probably you are more developed because you understand that there is a problem, first of all, and you want to face it.
Yes, exactly, Satina. That's it. You know, the first step towards getting the problem resolved or is asking for help, and the universe will bring that help to you, and especially your soul and your higher self will encourage you to seek and research a certain type of modality to get the help that you need, because your soul needs to develop. It's not about you staying stuck. Your soul and your spirit needs to develop. You have a responsibility to develop yourself as well as your soul and your spirit. So, you know, great responsibilities.
Thank you so much for sharing this, you know, your thought, your experience, and yeah, I look forward to, you know, to have a response and you know, people coming to you and asking for help.
Yes, of course, you know, that's, you know, and also the consultation process, you know, that half an hour, 45 minutes that they get to talk to you. That's very important for us to establish, you know, what's going on with the client and listen compassionately so we can help them focus and get that clear. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. I feel so grateful that there are practitioners like you that are dedicated to this kind of work. And yeah, we only need to say this loud to everyone so that people can, you know, use this service and take advantage of this great opportunity that they have.
Yes, definitely.
And this is your room, isn't it? This is where you work.
Yes, I can give a little tour. I'm not very good at I don't. If you can see this area here, this is where we sit to talk. This is at the window, and then this is the chair where they all sit on to do the quantum healing. It's a zero gravity chair, or we can sit here on the sofa.
Okay.
Can you see that? So there's various places that we sit, but this is my favorite area at the window.
Show us again the big waterfall you have in the wall, the wallpaper.
Oh, okay. Wait, let me get out of the way.
I love it.
So when you're sitting at the chair at the window, you can see this beautiful waterfall. It's from Thailand. It's a warm noodle. I like it's very peaceful.
Yeah.
And that's a great. I shall get back in the shot so you can see me.
Here you are.
That's it. So it looks like I'm in Thailand on a waterfall, doesn't it? Yes. Sorry. Washing my hair.
Well, we wish we were there, isn't it?
Yes, we do. I often look at the picture and I
dream of being there instead of being in London.
Yes. But London's a great place anyway. It affords us to do, you know, what we love to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wise words. Okay, my dear Molly. Thank you so much for today's interview. And
thank you.
I hope there will be other opportunity for us to talk again online to make lives, and maybe another time we will talk about some particular aspect of your work that we cannot go deep today.
Yeah, that would be nice. It's good to share, you know, information, and thank you for setting this up so we could do this. You know, we've been trying to quite a bit, haven't we, Satina? trying to get this rolling. But it's good that we're here. It's the right time
Yeah.
to do this. Thank you.
Okay.
All right then. So, okay, take care. And thank you again for the opportunity.
Thanks to you. Bye. Bye.
Okay. Bye.